Welcome back to the big show. I'm Ryan Willard, and this is Major League Table Tennis. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am emotionally exhausted because this weekend I've seen some of the most insane table tennis that I've ever seen. Just this weekend, we got to see the Chicago win, playing the best table tennis they played all season, and we saw New Jersey's very own Princeton Revolution clinch their playoff spot. So you got to get excited because it is about to go down. We're going to see the Chicago Wind face off against your Revolution. But first, we got to introduce our umpires. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your umpire, Walter Lamb. And he is assisted today by Jovana Najevic. And I'm proud to introduce this very first team. They've been on fire all weekend, and they're going against a team that's just a little bit hotter than them. Today, please welcome the Chicago Wind! That is Damian Provost, Sasha Kanin, Alexander Kazaku, Timothy Wong, Emily Tan, and Danny Drama Pinto. Now, if you can't tell, my voice is cracking and it's hoarse because I've been screaming all weekend for this very team. This is your hometown team. Please welcome the Princeton Revolution! That is Jishan Liang, Yevgen Prishepa, Matthew Desatelan, Koyo Kanemitsu, Angela Guan, and Jin Shin Wong. You know what time it is. It's about to go down. So let's get ready to get down with the get down. Teams, let's shake hands.
Well, it's hard to believe this 6-month journey is about to come to an end. In the East Division regular season, the Florida Crocs just played their final match of the year here at Rider University, and now the Chicago Wind will take the table for the last time. Princeton clinched their playoff berth last night with a Golden Game win in dramatic fashion against the Carolina Gold Rush. Princeton had a 5-0 lead going into that Golden Game. Carolina pushed Princeton to the brink, and Angela Guan turned out that she would be the hero. Angela at 20 all celebrates with her team. Just the 6th ultimate golden point we have seen across 81 Golden Games this season. Who knows what number 82 will bring. Hey again, everybody, Evan Lepler with Matt Hetherington. Princeton tries to keep its form heading into the playoffs. Chicago gets one more chance to take the table. They've been sneaky good this weekend. What are you most interested in today?
Obviously, Princeton's performance across this weekend has been absolutely electric. Chicago Wind, this is kind of their last stand. I know Damian Provost, kind of in the role of team captain, has said we're going to go down fighting. Regardless of where the standings are, regardless of the results, I think we're going to see two teams really giving it their best. This is the last East Division match of Season 1 of MLTT. What more can you say?
Chicago trying to earn the split of the season series against Princeton. All 5 matches previously have been very tight. There's no Jinshin Wong in the lineup for Princeton today, so it'll be Prishepa moving up to the AB position. He'll take on Sasha Hanin in the first singles match. I don't know about you, Matt. I'm really excited for number 3 singles. I think it's going to be a Showtime special. Kazaku and DeSantalan.
Yeah, there's a lot of matchups in there. I mean, singles 4 stands out as well. Damian Provost against Jishan Liang. You have a tempered calmness versus a kind of volatile power. And certainly 2 players that have played each other many times.
All righty, quick timeout. And then we got table tennis. Emily Tan, Damian Provost, and the rest of everyone from Princeton and Chicago ready to go right after this.
a doubles match, and then single 3, single 4, followed by the notorious Golden Age. Now your very own Princeton Revolution have clinched their playoff spot. They're going to keep that momentum going in on fire all weekend, but the Chicago women has also been the other most fantasy team this weekend. So I'm thrilled to see this going on. We got set for game number 1. Game 1, win serve, 0-0.
Alrighty, here we go. We are set for Yevgen Przeszepa and Sasha Hanin in the opening singles match. It's the first meeting of the season between these two.
All the players are pointing over it. Oh, there's someone up in the audience with the phone flash light on. You can see from here.
That's embarrassing.
I don't think she knows.
Thank you.
Should be all fixed.
Windsor,
How do you expect this one to transpire, Sasha and Yevgen?
This could be a pretty even matchup here. I mean, I think stylistically, both players who are pretty comfortable kind of attacking in that 70 to 80% power window. They're not big hitters, both willing to play long rallies.
1-0.
Przeszepa very, very tactical when it comes to serve variations.
1-0.
Emphatic first point for Yevgen Przeszepa. Serve did not do what Hanin expected it to do, hoped it would do.
Let 1-0. Let
Przeszepa was inactive yesterday, looked very relaxed on the Princeton bench before the match. Friday night he was really impressive against Ojo Onawolapo in a 3-0 sweep over the Nigerian. Yevgen, that was his first ever meeting with Ojo, and here's his first ever meeting with MLTT against Hanin. Przeszepa's had a really splendid season overall, I mean, including this weekend, Matt. He's 31-20 in singles games. He's won more Golden Game points than he's lost. He's been at every single weekend for Princeton.
3-0.
He's been a really solid flex player, and what I mean by that is he's played in the AB slot. He can also play in the CD slot, and you know, I don't think expectations change very much for Yevgen, regardless of who he's going against. He's confident that he can beat anybody.
Yeah, very, very adaptable player.
And he's also played pretty good doubles alongside Angela at times.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I think the big factor with Yevgen is he's so solid at that kind of close mid distance from the table. So kind of like one step back. Never really blocking soft. He's always adding something to the ball. There's always some extra topspin or some extra pace.
for Haneen. He's got a 6-4 lead.
I mean, looking for some more aggressive attacking opportunities on the third ball. And just lays out that serve return. I mean, just with the power forehands so far first game.
Let me read you the list of the 8 players that were selected in the 6th round of the MLTT draft. Jeremy Hazin, Michelle Levinsky, Edward Lee, Johan Rebete, Sasha Haneen, Adi Gadwani, Paul Chi, and Daniel Tran.
I didn't even know Edward Lee was drafted into a team.
He was drafted by Princeton, but he hasn't played all year. But the point is, Sasha's the only AB player in that list. And he's been pretty steady for Chicago all season long. Przeszepa thought the point was over,
5-9.
and then it bounced off the net, stayed in. That ball was going wide if it didn't clip the net. Table tennis gods chuckling above.
It really shows you the depth of the Princeton Revolution team. I mean, Edward Lee is reigning Pan American champion right now. I should say Pan American Cup winner. Here comes Yevgen with the changes in serve. Going from the cross court, trying to mix in the down the line serves. I mean, just getting a freebie there on the serve. Przeszepa not making contact.
Game points for Sasha. And game 1 to Chicago. Haneen strikes first. 11-7 in game 1 over Yevgen Przeszepa. Well, Chicago's going to finish this regular season at the bottom of the East Division. Now, that said, they have a chance to close the season strong. They came from behind in the Golden Game to beat Carolina here on Friday night. That was certainly impressive.
For the second time in a row.
And then they had a lead going into the Golden Game against Florida, and the Crocs turned the table. And Florida needed it to stay alive, but it was just a momentary respite from elimination for the Florida squad. Princeton wrapping up the playoff berth last night with their Golden Game win in dramatic fashion over Carolina. What has stood out to you about Sasha's performance so far? He's doubled up Przeszepa 14-7.
I think service game definitely a big factor. He's had some great reverse pendulum serve variations and a lot of power in the follow-ups, especially the forehand third ball attacks off the back of the serve. Usually we see Przeppa playing longer rallies, lots of counters, but I think Hanin has done a really good job of loading up the pressure in the first couple of shots of the rally. Of course, consistency is still important. He has to be able to execute the shots he wants to make. Przeppa taking both points on the receive there.
Be cruising along, and then all of a sudden you hit a speed bump, and your game starts flailing.
Here comes Przeppa. Another point added to the tally, trails by 1. And he levels it up. Again, Przeppa coming in with the backhand serve this time. Always changing up the serve variations and looking for solutions with the serve game first.
Tough angle there.
Yeah, just blasts that forehand wide angle.
Not a lot of space to get that past Przeppa.
Quick hands from the Ukrainian. Rebounds the ball.
Service error from Przeppa.
Net 6-7.
Big point for Yevgen.
Big retrieve there from Hanin. Wide on the forehand. Just digs his way back in for the next forehand. Przeppa looking a little out of his usual rhythm here.
Net X7.
The net on the serve.
Yevgen was a 4th round pick of the Princeton Revolution. Jinshin Wang, Jishan Liang, and Mathieu de Saint-Alain were the first 3 rounds selections for Matthias Habasson.
7-9.
All the way back in August.
$7-10.
4 game points for Sasha Hanin. Wow, it's the first.
11-7, game to win.
So Hanin has Chicago out to the 2-0 lead. Back-to-back wins by the same 11-7 score. over Przeppa. And Sasha will go for the sweep on the other side of the break.
Game 3.
See if
win
Przeppa
serve,
can
0-0
salvage a
break.
game here, or if Hanin will finish the sweep 3-0.
Przeppa makes his intentions known. Evan, there would be something a little poetic if Chicago were able to beat both Carolina and Princeton this weekend.
They've been capable all season long. Przeppa coming out in game 3 like he does not want to be swept.
He's definitely had more power on his side of the table throughout this match, but Przeppa still looking for answers here in the third.
1-4.
Afghan finds plenty of empty space out there. I mean, just blasting through that forehand. Wow, the speed from Sasha Hanin.
Really good.
Second singles coming up after this between two-time US Olympian Timothy Wong and Japan's Koyo Kanemitsu.
3-5.
Koyo played
Timeout.
an absolutely dazzling match yesterday.
Timeout taken. Let's listen in.
It was just too lucky balls, so.
Every shot to white line. High to white line.
To white line.
We've got a timeout
No,
right now
you relax. You're pretty
from
good
the
now.
Revolution.
Very good now. Yeah, just
I
keep
gotta
it.
tell you, it's
keep
wild.
Keep the hand,
It's on
arm
Sunday.
up. That's it.
This is usually the calmest day
And
of the
confident.
week.
Okay.
And yet
Just
you guys are
believe in
here
your balls. Yeah. Just
supporting
like
the
you go
Princeton
through the ball.
Revolution, and you're
Yeah.
still cheering and you're being amazing.
bit out of
So
game,
please
and
give
I
yourselves a
played
round of
good
applause,
fast
everyone,
forehand.
because you guys
And if this
are why we
one
do
too
this.
easy,
Yeah.
anyway, I cannot hit the
It
ball.
is incredible to see the difference that you, the
5-3,
fans,
you're
are
up.
making
So
this
everything's
weekend,
fine.
helping
And this was a good
support
performance.
Princeton Revolution
Yeah.
to clinch their playoff
Okay.
berth. So that was amazing, and we are so thrilled.
And really
to have you
wait then
back
after
today.
for this service in your forehand. Yeah. He will do this. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. One.
Definitely get the impression from that timeout that Przeppa not really feeling too confident out there. with the way that he's hitting the ball.
3-5.
Big point for Yevgen there. By the way, perhaps the most interesting competition that's still very much up in the air this afternoon is who's going to finish with more fantasy points this week, me or Sean. Now you are a clear number one.
I love that I've just been rolled out right now.
No, your head's and shoulders above the bunch, but it's interesting. Sean and I, neither of us are having splendid weeks, but you know, I really just want to beat him. That's really the primary goal. The reason I signed up was to show that my table tennis knowledge exceeds Sean. So here's the deal. I have, I think, a 5-point lead over Sean at the start of this team match. And we each have 3 players left, but 2 of them are the same.
So it's Kazaku versus Jishan, right?
No, we each have Kazaku. We each have Descent Delan. He's got Koyo. I've got Jishan.
5-8.
Interesting. It could come down to a Golden Game matchup.
Very well could.
I only have Koyo in this one, so despite currently being 3rd for the week, which I'm fairly happy with, this last match is going to...
Still probably finish top 20, top 25.
Let's hope so.
You've never finished top 20 in a weekend before, so this would be a momentous occasion.
How far back have you looked?
9-6.
I've looked at everything.
Oh. That's sad. I usually start well. You can join the MLTT Fantasy League as well at fantasizer.com.
Sean's just trying to avoid finishing outside of the top 50 for the 6th time in 9 weeks.
9-6.
He'd feel a little bit out of place if he was in the top 50.
He would. Poor Sean, not here to defend himself.
It's better that way.
For Shepa.
Well, that's interesting. Whilst a game point happens
7-10.
down on center court, there's a haircutting going on. Somebody wants to watch Major League while getting their haircut. And why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
Maybe that should be a thing, you know, having barbers at live sports events. Well, hopefully he's not going to draw inspiration from my haircut.
I wonder if we can go split screen, you know, half of the screen on the haircut, half of the screen on the table tennis, because
We can do
both are pretty riveting.
Do a little corner window for progress updates.
10-9.
Yevgen Proshepa under pressure here. Sasha Hanin clawing his way back in this 3rd game. Proshepa really wants to put a point on the board for...
Yeah, he was up 5-1. Now 10-9. This is his final serve. And he'll take it 11-9 to salvage a single point for Princeton. So Hanin wins the battle, 2-1, but Proshepa avoids the sweep. And the Revolution are on the board here on Sunday in Lawrenceville.
Today, he is going up against one of the most electric players I've seen so far. I've not seen him play live, and this weekend was my first, and I quickly became a fan. Representing the Princeton Revolution, please welcome
We are joined by Chicago's Sasha Hanin. Sasha, a strong start for you today. What were you most pleased about with your performance?
Really happy, really happy that I won today my match, and really satisfied with my game on this weekend, because I won 3 matches right now, and I'm, yeah, I mean, this weekend is not so important for us because we're already number 4 in the league, but still, this is sport, and you want to win every match, every game. Yeah.
And I know Yevgen, he has so many different serve variations. How do you go about kind of adjusting yourself as he adjusts his serve game?
We played already a few times before. Last time it was like 4 or 5 years ago, but still we played quite often before. So I think I already knew his serve, and he also knew my serve. So I didn't have big problem on the receive. Yeah.
Sasha, what are your biggest feelings and takeaways from this MLTT season overall?
You know, I always came to America, and I always get some really good mood. After that, like 1-2 weeks, I'm in Europe, and I'm really in very, very nice mood. Yeah. So it means that I enjoy here. Yeah.
Awesome. It's been fun watching you play. Congrats on a strong
you.
weekend here. We'll see you in the Golden Game, Sasha. Thank you. All right, here we go. Tim Wong for Chicago going against Koyo
0-0.
Kanemitsu for Princeton. Koyo has been at a premier level so far this weekend.
1-0.
2 out of 3 games against Benjamin Grossier. Won the first 2 games there, and then he did complete the sweep in his match yesterday against Kai Zhang.
1-0.
11-1, 11-8, and then the third game was 11-10. He won the golden point. So what's the key for Wong to match Koyo's level right now?
I mean, he's going to have to be a little bit careful with trajectory, that's for sure. He's got to drive the ball forward. We saw Koyo absolutely demolishing Kai's slower loops yesterday. Tim, he likes to play soft and spinny. But if Koyo is in any kind of form like he was yesterday, he's going to put those away with ease. So Tim Wong, he's going to have to dig deep. He's going to have to try and muster a little bit more power. Once he makes that opening topspin, he's got to get good depth on the table, good quality, and keep it pretty tight to the net.
3-2.
Matt, curious to ask you, what are your biggest takeaways and recollections from your first season of broadcasting Major League Table Tennis, and not just broadcasting, but being a fan, following from afar, being a part of the league, getting to know the players and coaches and personnel?
2-4.
Just so many takeaways for me. I mean, this kind of phase of my table tennis career that I'm at, since before the pandemic, there are a lot of players that I haven't seen for a long time. I hadn't seen Lachine for 8 years. So, you know, meeting some new players. I've caught up with a lot of old friends, which has been really nice. But in terms of the league as a whole, I think just the team element. The team element's so important for this sport. We've seen so much individualism in table tennis. And to see certain teams have really grasped that concept and they've been rewarded for it. And that's what I like the most, is that the teams that have come together and really performed as a team, they've won. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite part of what we've seen through season 1.
We have seen Princeton's depth carry them to the playoffs, particularly in weekends when they were shorthanded and were missing a key piece.
Yeah.
You know, and the other underrated thing, you know, Princeton might not be in the playoffs, if not for their pair of free agents that they signed. You know, Sonora Silva in week 1, Nishan Labaka in January.
3-8.
And Nishan also played in December in Rock Hill.
Yep.
You know, those are, you know, those guys get rings too if Princeton's able to pull this thing off, even though they're not on the active Princeton roster. You know, if we end up Princeton versus Bay Area like in the final, Sonora Silva's guaranteed a ring. Be one of those, you don't see that situation very often. Occasionally it'll happen. Haircut continues.
Progress check.
I wonder if the dude that's getting the haircut now is going to give the haircut to the stylist afterwards, because, you know, frankly, the guy doing the styling has more hair to cut. Koya Kanemitsu has a good mop on his top as well.
He's also got a good lead here in game 1. 8-5. Tim Wong clutching a couple of points there. Oh, you can't do anything about that. Down the line, clips the edge a little. But you can see the adjustment Tim Wong's made. He's taking the ball earlier. He's trying to take some time away from Koyo. Can he match him for speed? That's the question. Interesting little noise there from Koyo. I'm missing that ball. Five game points here in game 1. Princeton Revolution's Koyo Kanemitsu. He's had a great weekend so far.
10-6.
Probably his best one yet in Major League Table Tennis. Oh, that is flawless. Absolutely flawless execution.
Are you surprised?
Nope.
Koyo just keeping on, keeping on. 11-6. Didn't feel that close. Koyo Kanemitsu has been Princeton's not-so-secret weapon here this weekend. Takes game 1 by 5. Now Tim Wong to serve to start game 2.
I
have bad news for you, Matt. I'm just looking at some of the fantasy table tennis competitors near the top.
Yeah,
and,
I'm in trouble. I know.
Well, here's the thing. You're not in trouble. It's just you're not going to rise any further than number 3, because the players in the 1 and 2 spots also have Koyo in their lineup. So
that's fine.
But look,
I'm happy with where I am.
As you should. I mean, this is by far your best performance of the season. Must be a good feeling.
2-1.
Hey, look, I mean, you've got to understand how much energy I've tried to pour into Koyo to get these results. I didn't do it for him. I did it for my fantasy league.
2-all.
That's why you're so tired. You're up at like 5 a.m. with everyone on your fantasy team doing an extra super secret workout.
You know what? I'm going to let a little secret slip here on the live stream just so everyone knows. Obviously, before the weekend starts, we trade notes on our lineups. And I felt that my lineup was just too similar to Sean's, and I didn't like it. I didn't particularly want to change my lineup, but I decided to just, I didn't want to really draw on the weekend with Sean. I wanted to, so I actually changed my lineup.
You've also seen Sean's recent results and realized that following him is an error in judgment in fantasy table tennis. We get some perhaps more folks lining up for the next haircut. Look at that.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be over there. That's for sure.
I wonder if he grooms beards. Your beard is looking a little shaggy.
That's normal for me.
5-2.
Koyo Kanemitsu, I mean, you blink and it's 5-2 already. I mean, at this point, you have to note that Tim Wong's not playing badly.
Right.
He's making his shots.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, he's executing reasonably well, but Koyo just has so much snap in his contact.
Missed it.
4-5.
Wong's within one. It's worth mentioning that after this singles match concludes, hope you're ready for the Kazaku Desantalan show, because they're going to go head-to-head in doubles and then in singles. So those two guys are going to test their endurance here coming up for 6 games to 11.
Interesting that we're seeing Desantalan and Angela Guan, the two defenders, in the doubles slot again. We don't see them together too often.
It's a pairing that Matthias employed a lot early in the season.
Yeah, first round.
Did not work
and
out.
Second round.
It was entertaining, but it did not always work out well for the Revolution.
4-8.
3 straight for Koyo after Tim put a little pressure on him, answering the call. Where are some other places you might, want to get a haircut, theoretically, if you had hair? Like, would you go to a restaurant?
Oh, you mean like in this scenario?
Yeah, well, it's just, multitask. Restaurant, hair salon could be the next billion-dollar idea.
You want to eat while you're getting a haircut?
Probably not, but, we're just spitballing here. This is called brainstorming.
Maybe an arcade?
Arcade hair salon.
Play some Mario Kart while
Now we're getting somewhere. Every NFL stadium doesn't have a hair salon where you can get your hair chopped off and watch the game by like 2035. We're doing something wrong.
I agree with you. Unfortunately, I can't go back in time, so not much use for me.
Game point, Koyo.
10-5.
This is over the end. He's got a lot of room for comfort here. He goes soft in the middle of that rally, and Koyo claws his way back in. 11-5 for Kanemitsu to lead 2-0.
It just kept the energy going here, which I love.
Game 3, Revolution serve.
Princeton just earned its
0-0
250th point of the season. They're not going to catch Carolina, but they are comfortably clear of the Crocs. And Koyo Kanemitsu showing no signs of slowing down.
I'm sure Chicago would love to join the rest of the East in the 200 club. Still need a handful of points for that to happen.
1-0.
Tim Wong targeting the middle, slightly slower ball, but threw Koyo off a little bit. Good wrist rotation there on the backhand flick from Tim. You can see him targeting across the middle of the table.
1-3.
Trying to catch Koyo in that transition. Tim lumping the pressure on.
Let me ask you a big picture question, thinking about championship weekend. You intimated earlier today that you didn't necessarily think Carolina was the favorite going into the championship. Who deserves to be considered the favorite? Is it Princeton right now? Is it one of the West Division teams, or do you look at it as pretty wide open?
I don't think there's a favorite. I mean, if we've seen anything this weekend, it's that Carolina can be beaten. They're not invincible. You know, yes, they're clear first on the East Division leaderboard. Dominant against the West in the cross, but Bay Area didn't have their full lineup. Portland didn't have Cole.
Or Rachel Sung.
Texas didn't have Amy Wong. So a lot of West Division lineups. I don't think we've seen the East take on the West on a level playing field yet. So it's hard to call favorites there. And Princeton have shown that they can win against Carolina twice in a row now. So yeah, I genuinely don't think there's a favorite at all, which is great. I prefer it that way.
Players switch sides with Tim Wong in front 5-2. Both coaches mixing up their doubles pairings today. Kazaku playing with Emily Tan, and Matthew de Santalan will play with Guan for the Revolution.
Six.
6-2 lead now for Tim Wong. And Matt Hetherington has a disappointed look on his face.
I think just Koyo.
I've seen this look from you before.
When Koyo's playing, yeah. Yeah, he starts off well. I mean, Tim has stepped his game up considerably. A couple of tactical changes here and there. Really going across that middle third of the table. Also being more aggressive. Koyo just
7-3.
picking up unforced errors out there. It's really what's cost him a lot here in game 3. Koyo loading up the topspin, 10 blocks long.
Tim Wong needs 4 of these next 10 points.
Comes in with the backhand. Had a chance. Koyo blocking really soft there. Unfortunately, the ball dropped a little too much. Tim to pick up.
This would not be an undefeated weekend for Koyo. He lost 1 game to Brassier, but it would be an 8-1 weekend in singles if he's able to complete the sweep here.
5-8.
Koyo going into passive mode there. We've seen the success of his singles matches being making sharp counters. He's out there blocking. It's going to give Tim a chance to continue to hold the upper hand here. And Tim Wong just swats the ball for a winner. 9-5. Big chance here for him to take the third game. And he does. 10-5. Sets up 6 game points here. As I said, just continuing to hold the advantage.
I don't think Tim wants to wait around to use all 6. See if he can finish it right here. Nope. Well, serve's going back to Koyo. And if Kanamitsu can win both these points on his serve, then the pressure will be back on Wong at 10-8. With authority. The second game point fought off from Kanamitsu.
Princeton fans calling comeback. It's not going to be easy. He'll need 4 points in a row. And again,
got 3 of them.
Again, Tim Wong playing a great point. Koyo just readjusting his position in the middle of the table.
From 10-5 to 10-8. Wong with 2 serves.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind a little bit of luck on his side right now as well.
Surprised we didn't get a Chicago timeout?
Not overly.
Set 10-8.
What a point! Koyo Kanamitsu fights off a 4th game point in a row, and now we'll get a timeout from Chicago coach Eric Owens.
Yeah, you're playing great. You're playing great. Be confident.
Koyo Kanamitsu battling back, fighting off the game points. The first two is not win by 2 here. Tim Wong fighting to get his first win in this match against Koyo Kanamitsu.
If you feel,
Wants
I
to close this out,
think there is more chance
keep
that
the
he loses.
momentum going
This might
for
push the
his
balance
Princeton
this way.
Revolution team.
Because with your
the home
maximum power,
fans.
he feels pretty comfortable. So, okay,
And
if
you're
you
just
don't
joining
feel,
us here at Major League Table
you don't
Tennis.
have to, but
The
I
Princeton
think
Revolution
you have more chance to catch it.
What are you thinking on the serve?
Serve or middle side. But
Okay.
like to be unpredictable.
When you have a good ball, try to take some risk, middle or forward, power. With backhand, some speed. Not power. Let's go.
Let's go, Timmy. Right? Go for it. Be confident.
It was 10-5 with Wong in front. Now it's 10-9. He's got one more serve to try and close this out. Otherwise, it would be golden point on Koyo's serve.
his favor. You can see Kazaku giving some serve advice. Tim saying he was going to try and go a little nose spin to the forehand. Got the pop-up, but Koyo recovered. Golden point. Serve in the hands of Koyo Kanemitsu for the Princeton Revolution.
Revolution fans ready to erupt. And Koyo can complete this crazy comeback. But he misses it. And Wong able to escape with one game. What a battle. After all of that, you fight off 5 game points. But the golden point, good rally, but he sends that shot long and Wong exhales. Chicago and Princeton 3-all.
Double match is quite possibly my favorite part of the Major League Table Tennis match. I just love changing things up and seeing these two players who have to play so well in sync in order to succeed. Warming up at center court right now. The gentleman in gray has won the Romanian National Championship and I'll ever be able to count. Please welcome Alex Kazaku.
Koyo Kanemitsu joins us. Koyo, what's going through your mind there when you're down 10-5 in game 3?
Yeah, I just try to bring back every point one by one. Yeah, till 10-10. Then in end, the teams play very well. He evaded my top spin and he contract.
Your coach, Matt Hetherington, now has a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you think was most important from Tim? I mean, he changed a lot throughout the match.
Yeah.
In the beginning, he played a little bit softer and maybe a little bit back from the table. How did you adjust, you know, after he started changing some things?
Yeah, I should also keep not so fast and put ball on table first and make little spin. Yeah, if I play so much mistake, then also play short for myself. So yeah, the brain problem.
Brain problem.
Yeah.
Congrats on taking 2 out of 3, Koyo, and we'll enjoy the doubles. See you in the Golden Game. First point to Angela Guan and Mathieu de Saint-Elan, and we're quickly even 1 apiece. Kazaku and Tan playing doubles today for Chicago. Emily Tan with her 3rd different teammate in as many days. Also played with Damien and Sasha. We're seeing the coaches mix up the doubles matchups today. All except Carolina, who stayed with Enzo and home.
No, we haven't seen, as far as I remember, Kazaku and Emily play against the Saint-Elan and Guan, so this could be interesting. Kazaku has a lot of power to be playing against 2 defensive players. Emily can keep things pretty steady.
Kazaku and Tan played against Jishan and Angela, took 2 out of 3. Kazaku and Tan played against Pershepa and Angela. But you're right, this is the first time it's Kazaku and Tan versus the Saint-Elan and Guan. All is the number.
Nobody home.
Angela
Guan rings the doorbell. It's going to be difficult for Emily to open against the chop of DeSantolan. If he's chopping heavy, it's a lot of backspin on the ball. So better, much better if Alex does that. Even if DeSantolan defends, when somebody plays with a lot of power, you have less contact time to try and generate spin, so likelihood it'll be less of a heavy ball against Emily, but that backspin from DeSantolan really tough to handle.
The fact that Kazaku and DeSantolan are playing this doubles match and then playing the singles match immediately afterwards. What can they learn anything about the other that'll help them in the singles match?
I don't think too much that they don't already know. I mean, they'll have some opportunities to kind of make some adjustments against each other's shots, but for the most part, doubles is doubles, singles is singles. The tactics are usually very different.
Pretty good game brewing here. Princeton by one, DeSantolan with one more serve. And
that's not the serve.
Misses it badly.
Kazaku going for broke down the line. Just hooks the ball off the side.
Execution obviously lacking. Are you okay with the decision, or?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think he's done really well targeting. Oh, that was close. That was close. Adding power and targeting the forehand of DeSantolan is a strategy that's worked for Kazaku. He's got to take some risk to pull it off, but it's part of the game. Also, much less chance that DeSantolan plays chop on the forehand. That helps make the next ball a little bit easier for Emily as well. This time goes out wide to the backhand. Changing things up. He does it again. Just bounces on the net over the way.
Comeback win for Kazaku and Tan. They get the victory in game one of the doubles. Chicago back in front on the team tally, 4-3. Game 2 of the doubles coming up with Angela Guan, the chopper, getting ready to serve first.
One serve.
Angela goes in for the attack. Kazaku popping up that push a little.
That's a nifty chop right there. Another one. And Sakalan prevails in that point.
You can see how much topspin Emily Tan's putting on that ball. Really kicking the ball up off her racket. This time Kazaku gets the job done. Again, forehand down the line. Missed opportunity there from Emily Tan over the table.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but I think you said earlier this year that you feel the best doubles duo for Princeton is Prishepa playing alongside Guan. Did Jishan's performance this weekend change your thoughts on that? And what decision do you think Matthias Habasson is going to make when it really counts on the half from now?
The second question is definitely good. When it comes to championship playoff, I don't know. I mean, yeah, very decisive performance from Jishan and Angela. They had a lot of days of preparation. Are they going to have that before Chicago? Probably not. I think Jishan just hit his shots exceptionally well across this whole weekend. So I still think that in terms of synergy and footwork and tactics and how the styles match up, I feel Prishepa and Angela are a good combo, but given that everything's on the line for championship weekend, you'd almost kind of have to say, okay, the best performance so far has been from Jishan and Angela, and we want our best performance for championship weekend. We might not get it, but you know, you expect that your team is going to play the best they can. So yeah, I think for championship weekend, Jishan and Angela, at least for the, well, I mean, I was going to say at least for the first match, but if they make it through, they'd certainly be playing in the final. That just clips the edge and bounces away. Kazaku has a bit of a cheeky smile on his face there.
What a point. DeSantalon began the point by pulling the ball off the floor to keep it alive. And brings the energy. He anticipated the short shot coming, but still too much teamwork from the Wind. Game points.
Heavy forehand chop from Angela Guan. And Tan, 5 game points still.
How about that?
Twiddles the racket over, backhand loop down the line from DeSantalon. Forehand down the line. Princeton Revolution pair within 2.
Second time in 3 games that Chicago was up 10-5 and Princeton's making a run late. Coelho got all the way to 10-10 before Tim Long won the golden point. Chicago has a couple serves here. Emily Tan will do the honors.
Big swing from Kazaku, and he just looks at the table where the ball bounced. Look at the curve on that ball.
A lot of conservative shots throughout that point. Timeout taken here by Chicago. 4 in a row for Princeton.
Okay.
The receive you did.
Alex, I think on the forehand, I think you don't have to go so hard. Try 5–10% less. It's still hard enough.
It's like how it feels.
But you make it on the table.
I think it's good, like not so much spin. Then maybe not so much spin, maybe a little longer. Not half long. Yeah, like in the middle, and then she can't put so much. No, but Mathieu can put too much, and then you can do something with. You do it, right?
So,
and then
half long.
When you have the touch, when the ball is moving, long contact.
And then if you get the opportunity, go, but 10% less. But yeah,
and Alex the good ball. You play solid. He will find give him a ball that is good. He will make the job. He has the fire in there.
Let's go, Emma.
Come on. Let's go.
Emily Tan gets the job done with a forehand winner. 11-9 again for the Chicago Wind.
See if Chicago can complete the sweep. Back-to-back matches. The third game has been won by the players that haven't won the previous 2. One more doubles game about to start. And over 91% of all MLTT team matches this year, there has been at least one sweep. In each of the first two singles matches today, players had a chance to sweep in game 3, but neither could pull it off. See if Kazaku and Tan can be any different, or if Guan and DeSantalan will salvage one heading into the DeSantalan-Kazaku singles showdown that's on deck.
2-1.
Well, it is Sunday, the third day of competition here, and be a miss to pass up this golden opportunity that's been handed to me by the production team to mention that it's St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, it is Happy St. Patrick's Day.
It is. There it is. I mean, how could I pass that up? Fantastic.
Where did that come from? Someone in graphics has been working overtime, and they're not getting paid for it. The funny thing is, this is not the first time that something like that has happened. Now I gotta dig through my camera roll on my phone to see if I can find something else to show you, Matt, that probably won't be shown to anybody else.
Exclusive. Look at that backhand from Kazaku. Almost put his shoulder out on that. He's going big on the attack here. Start of game 3. Chicago Wind in the lead here on account of this doubles combination. 5-3, the team score. Regardless of how this game ends, it's still going to be in the lead. Just drops the ball over the net there. Always sometimes a look of mischief on the face of Emily. Puts both of her hands up in apology.
Change receiver.
Angela trying to track it. She's smiling before she's even got to the ball.
5-0.
Players have switched ends, trying to figure out who's serving. As you said earlier, DeSantalan and Kazaku coming up next in the singles. Angela Guan trying to be more aggressive with the long pip side.
Kazaku and Tan closing in on a 3-0 sweep.
We've seen more change-ups and double combinations and even singles today than in most other parts of the week.
We have not seen a sweep in doubles in a Chicago Princeton match previously. All 5 previous results have been 2-1.
Swinging the racket for a back shot. I love all of these different interactions that I had with the Princeton owners in the corner. from Enzo, from Kazaku. As serious and professional as these players are, they know when to try and have a good time.
8-all. Big point here. Difference between 6-3 and 5-4, obviously. Two more quality singles matches on tap, too. Talked about DeSantalan Kazaku, also Provost and Dushan. Two lefties in that last match. Oh, diving to keep the point alive. DeSantalan literally leaving it all on the floor. But he's down to a couple of game points here. 10-8. That would have been one of the shots of the year if he had gotten it back.
Well, the Chicago Wind at 2 points in the lead, and Emily Tan's had a couple of lucky breaks off the net with her forehand. Now I'm sure they
You're
would
calling
take
this a
another
lucky win for Chicago? Is that what you're saying?
after winning the first 2 games. Well, maybe after that, yeah.
It's a 3-0 sweep for the Wind as Kazaku and Tan give us our first 3-0 sweep of the match. See if DeSantalan can get a little revenge playing singles against Kazaku here momentarily. Well, there's a look at the Commissioner Flint Lane, but we've got Emily Tan on the headset. Emily, congrats on a 3-0 sweep in doubles.
Thank you.
What were you most pleased about with your and Alex's performance today?
I think Alex really held my back. He's really strong. All his attacks are really strong, so I didn't really have to do anything. I just push until there was like a high ball and then I started to attack. I'm really thankful for my rubber today. I don't know why, but the ball's not going forward, so it keeps like hitting nets. Like I want to add power, but like I looped it and then didn't go forward. It just like slid off my rubber. I don't know.
I feel like it worked out a little bit better for you, especially in the third game.
Yeah, it did.
Going into this doubles match, I mean, how did you feel looking at a doubles match against 2 defensive players? It's pretty uncommon. Are you generally confident playing against defense, or?
Generally, I don't know why, but it's really weird. Probably because I'm not good at looking at the spin, so I don't really like playing defense. But before today, like yesterday, I was really nervous about this doubles match because Jishan and Angela, you guys saw they beat Hong Lin and Enzo. I was like, oh my god, what is this couple? I can't do this anymore. And then I was like, oh my god. And then they put two defensors. So compared to Jishan and Angela, I think I like the 2 defensors better because, I don't know, it's kind of scary being attacked.
Emily, zoom out with me. How would you characterize what this whole experience this year has been like? Most high school seniors are getting ready for prom and college and all the other life things, but you've been a professional athlete throughout your high school senior year.
I think it really helped with my mentality about like thinking about how things work and then how to like stable through like hard conditions. So I really like this experience, but also it's really hard for me to keep up with all the homework.
Yeah, how's that going?
Not good. I have a test tomorrow, 2 tests tomorrow. I have physics and math. Oh.
Physics and math.
Yeah.
Well, Matt can help you out on that.
I definitely can't help with that at all.
All right, we'll let you go. Best of luck with that cross-country flight home.
Thank you.
Well done, Emily. All right. Kazaku and DeSantolan, just a brief water break, and so you guys rank very close together in the MLTT Power Rankings. Getting set to face in singles for just the second time. Kazaku won 2 out of 3 games when they squared off in January down in Hollywood, Florida, in what was, if I remember correctly, a very exciting match. They split the first 2 games, and then Kazaku prevailed 11-9 in game 3.
0-0, play.
Contrast the styles here, Matt.
Yeah, obviously DeSantolan, a great defender. I mean, Kazaku, he showed in the doubles how much power he's capable of generating. It's a matter of whether DeSantolan can get to the point where he can play with heavy enough spin.
1-0.
We saw an incredible match between DeSantolan and DuPont yesterday evening. Very entertaining match. The amount of work that Bastien DuPont had to do to win 1 point was, you almost felt bad for him. Kazaku, he's more powerful. We'll probably try and end these points sooner. Missing the serve, not going to help.
Just thinking about the fact that these 2 guys are going to literally play 6 games to 11 against each other here. Do you think they'd prefer to see each other in the Golden Game as well because they're so familiar, or they want to play somebody else ideally just because the variation?
Honestly, I don't know if people mind too much about who they play in the Golden Game, just because it's not a full match. Obviously, you don't want to be terribly mismatched, but you know, these guys are not. I'm still kind of marveling over that drop fake by Kazaku a couple of points ago. DeSantolan on the attack. Such a powerful backhand for a defensive player. Kazaku
bringing the power.
Yep, just hammering the ball away. DeSantolan chopping with the red inverted side of the racket. Heavy a spin. Really is a master of variation. I mean, you know someone's a good modern defensive player when they can just almost shut down a player as powerful as Kazaku.
7-5.
Go to the towels with DeSantolan in front, 7-5. You mentioned Chicago wanted to join the 200-point club. You're now 3 points away. 6 points available in the singles, and then 6 points left in the Golden Game. Chicago currently in a pretty good position.
8-5.
Yeah, you never know. Desantalan can make a little run here. Jishan's been hot. And he could turn around. This could be 9-6 Princeton really fast, or 8-7. You never know. We'll see.
Santalan twiddles, tries to block the ball down the line. What a rally from Kazaku. See him slow down. Focus a bit more on the top spin.
It's got to be frustrating at times when you hit good shots that come back, but you know, if you're Kazaku here, you get to tee off on a lot of just balls.
Quality on the first, he serve like this now.
Yeah.
Beginning was not like this.
But it's okay, like this. You can defend, no problem, but you mix it up a lot, okay? He's doing mistakes, he's making mistakes. Yeah. It's just like when you make every time same.
Middle.
Yes.
Middle, he goes strong. Have to focus on the placement.
Deep, yes, exactly. Deep there or deep there. Then it doesn't have so much time, and then it's also difficult to kill, you know. Yeah. And when you see Jones for counter, you make the counter. Yeah, okay. But trust also to this that he's doing mistakes. You know, when you mix it up, it's not like. Okay, so believe. Yeah, come on, come on.
10 moments here in game number 1 of this third singles match. For Alex Kazaku, it's his final singles match of the season. Princeton and Desantalan moving on to championship weekend, courtesy of their strong performance the first couple days. Eight all here in game 1. You know, the storyline faded pretty fast about this Princeton versus Florida race to the finish line. And there was just 3 points separating them when we got here on Friday. But Princeton's brilliant Friday performance, where they outscored
18-3.
Yeah.
Against Florida Crocs.
9-0.
Looking back at that, you know, there were 4 golden points in that match, all of which were won by Princeton. You flip those around, could have been a very different story this weekend. (10-9) lead for Kazaku.
Big turnaround from the Romanian.
I will call it.
When you start 8-9, you start here.
10-9.
This is a bit risky from Desantalan to just catch the ball and contest the serve. Kazaku not happy about that.
I will call it. Please play, continue to play. Please play.
Please play is what Walter Lamb, the official, says. 10-10.
Kazaku is probably going to be pretty frustrated about that.
Is Desantalan right about Kazaku's serve?
To a degree, yes. But again, you know, just catching a ball off a serve, and this is, I mean, the problem is if you play the point, there's also nothing you can do afterwards as well.
And Kazaku missed it and flips the paddle in frustration. That'll almost certainly be a card based on the precedent these officials have set. Desantalan gets on the board after getting swept in doubles by Kazaku, and Tan survives the opening game in singles 11-10 by the skin of his teeth. Well, we certainly saw some spice at the end of game number 1. These two still have 2 more games to go. You know the saying, familiarity breeds contempt. These 2 guys played 3 singles games. They'll have 3 doubles games and then immediately follow it with 3 singles games.
Kazaku coming back to the table for a yellow card. And a little interaction with umpire Walter Lamb there. There's the signature double bicep pump from Kazaku. That's the yellow card. Yeah, a little bit of an interesting exchange towards the end of the first game. I know Romain Laurence also had some frustrations about serve. Umpires seem to have been a little bit lax, haven't really addressed any of the players' concerns about service. So, de Saint-Alain deciding to take matters into his own hands.
Literally.
Yeah, yeah. It's a tough mental situation for Kazaku to be in, because when you play against a chopper, you really can't afford to have tension. You have to be able to control your muscles, so even if you get a little bit more worked up than you should be, it can really mess with things against a defensive player. Clips the net. Kazaku to a 4-2 lead.
All 3 games in the doubles were close, 9, 9, and 8. By the way, Matt, we've seen 25 golden points this weekend.
6-3.
And counting. That is proportionally way more than we have seen throughout the season. Backhand bomb from de Saint-Alain.
I mean, it's an important weekend for every team, so every player is giving it everything. I mean, we've seen players coming back from 10-5. We saw Jishan coming back from 8-1. Nobody's considered themselves down and out at any point during any of their matches.
Wow.
7-5.
Surprised de Saint-Alain didn't attack the ball previous to that last one. Played it short right there. Kazaku just continues to take big swings and force de Saint-Alain to play that defense. Most of these points are on Alex's paddle.
Kazaku certainly seems to have regrouped quickly. Kazaku just scoops the ball back on. De Saint-Alain defensively nothing to work with there.
Game points, Kazaku. Only needs one.
11-6, game to win.
So he drops the golden point in game 1, but bounces back. A 11-6 in game 2. It's the first time today in this Chicago-Princeton match. We've got ourselves a rubber game coming up. Kazaku and DeSantolan, 1 game apiece.
Check that out on the way out. And remember, stop by the meeting group at the Princeton after this match is over.
All right, rubber game between Mathieu DeSantolan for the Revolution and Alex Kazaku for the Chicago Wind.
Big start for Kazaku.
And if he can finish this off and take 2 out of 3 here, it would clinch the lead going into the Golden Game for Chicago. Now with that said, Chicago has won a match this weekend when trailing going into the Golden Game, and they have lost a match when leading going into the Golden Game.
2-1.
Kazaku looks pretty confident out there.
I have a pop quiz for you after this point. Chicago 3 times this year has won the Golden Game when trailing at the start. That's tied for the most comebacks to win when trailing this year. Tied with who?
That's a good question. I feel like it's an East Division team.
You would be incorrect.
Okay, that's good. Process of elimination. Let's go with Texas.
You got it.
5-2, change end.
Texas, like Chicago, has won 3 Golden Games where they started behind. Although not since November. They did it back-to-back days in Pleasanton. Amy Wong finishes it is a famous phrase that has resonated in the MLTT universe.
2-6.
They did it against Seattle, went down 1-0. They did it against Portland, went down 3-0. And then back in September, they came back from a 3-0 deficit against Portland.
Singles match coming up after this. Damien Provost against Jishan Liang.
2-7.
The left-handed showdown.
Well, you know what? I owe an apology to Frank Arias and the Crocs and to you. They also have 3 Golden Game comebacks.
So I was right twice. I went with the East Coast team and Texas.
I suppose. You know, the only team in the league that has the ignominious achievement of losing Golden Games 4 times when they've started with a lead.
It has to be Chicago.
I think Chicago's done 3 times.
Uh-oh.
The Portland Paddlers.
Let 3-9.
Quick net call from Kazaku's up 9-3 here. Santalan just punishing the backhand. I think he's been more aggressive on the backhand attack than on the forehand this match.
Kazaku on the brink of a really nice day. Earning 3 points for his team in doubles alongside Emily Tan. And 2 points in singles over Matthew de Santalan.
I'm sure he would have loved to have all 6.
Can't complain too much though. 11-4 demolition in game 3. We got one more singles match left in the East Division's regular season. And it should be a good one. Damian Provost versus Jishan Liang. Coming up in 60 seconds.
Right after the singles match, we got an infamous golden goal. Never lost a goal to one single game is 21 points. And it's not one by two, it's just the first one is 21. You're going to see the entire team square off against the other team, and each player rotates in every 4 points. That single game is worth 6 game points. Meaning, right now, Chicago Wind is up 7-4 in games today through this match. They could easily win the entire thing if the Princeton Revolution can win the golden game. The Revolution is down by 4 game points. Let's see the next match and turn the tables.
Next player, come forward, please.
We are back here at Rider University. Chicago has guaranteed themselves a lead going into the Golden Game, and Alex Kazaku has a whole lot to do with it. Alex, congratulations, a 3-0 sweep in doubles, a 2-1 win in singles. Are you tired?
Thank you. No, I just warmed up. Of course I'm tired.
What's it like? I mean, certainly Matthew forces you to hit so many balls. What's it like persevering against him?
Well, I need to stay focused, the most important, to don't lose my my energy and my focus, because he has the power to make you, if you miss 1 or 2 easy and then you get angry and then you miss 30 in a row. So you must stay focused, and I try to bring him more to the table. This was the key. After 1, 2, 3 attacks, push him on to come back. There it was the key.
And so you just talked about one thing that people find difficult about defenders. You know, if you do miss 1 or 2 shots, how do you make sure that you are able to stay focused and that you don't kind of start doubting yourself?
Normally I miss more in a row from defenders, only if I'm not concentrate. Because I feel the pins, I feel the red, the soft one, I know when it's. But if I lose my focus, I don't play 2 balls in one table.
Do you try and take more time between points
exactly,
to just kind of
to
reset?
Focus every point.
Yeah.
Alex, before we let you go, you were one of the players that was involved in the very first Major League Table Tennis showcase on the ESPN Ocho back in August. You've been a reliable contributor for your team all season long. What has this season been like for you? What are your big takeaways as you complete your first season of Major League Table Tennis?
For me, it was very good. I don't know how to say. It was a long season, also very nice. Very good matches, hard matches. Everything was good. Also, the system makes it very interesting.
Well, it's been fun watching you battle. Congratulations. We'll see. You still got one more Golden Game, so don't relax yet.
You will see in Golden Game.
Okay.
All righty, Matt. We got Jishan Liang versus Damian Provost here. These two guys have not played against each other that often.
1-2.
I believe they played just one time. That was back in January. Jishan won the first 2 games by a decisive margin. 22-10 was the combined score. And then Provost battle back to win game 3. Provost off to a 3-0 start here, though. Nothing now for Provost.
Let's see if I can go way back and look at their head-to-head at events across the US.
4-0.
Could be a tricky one to find, but we'll see how I do.
5-0 in favor of Provost as Jishan overheats that forehand.
Net 5-0.
Chicago's got a lead going into the Golden game. The question is, how big will that lead be?
Net 5-0.
Back-to-back lets for Provost. 3 straight lets is an ace. Just kidding.
0-6.
6-0. I was going to say we're not used to seeing Jishan behind, but of course that's not true because he was behind 8-1 in his first game of the weekend, and he won the game with 10 straight points. So I'd be surprised if Jishan came back, but we've seen him do it before, and perhaps the comeback has just begun.
Well, head-to-head in USATT sanctioned tournaments, Jishan 5-3, so 5 wins. All 4 of their last 4 appearances against each other. Obviously, one of them, as he said, MLTT Broward. A couple of Westchester Opens 2023 and 22. Before that, all 2014.
That's a decade ago.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of around the time that I came to the US and was based in New Jersey. Damien was in New York, New Jersey. Jishan was also in New Jersey at the time as well.
Oh, wow. Provost almost accidentally got a paddle on that to keep the point alive, but a couple shots later, it's done. And, well, we've seen this before. 6 straight for Damien, and now 4 in a row for Jishan. 2 serves with a chance to tie, and he's back within 1. The comeback kid.
I mean, if he can do it from 8-1, he can do it from almost
6-0.
any scoreline.
No big deal. Wow. And when you're up 6-0 and then all of a sudden it's 6-all, understandable to see Provost's frustration in the aftermath of that miss.
I think stylistically, Jishan should have a slight advantage here. Go that much power against a soft player is it's going to be tough if Damien can't stop Jishan from teeing off. Provost redirects the ball into the right spot, wide into the backhand corner.
Let 7-0.
It's an 8-1 run for Jishan Liang. He's got an 8-7 lead. Don't see Jishan miss like that very often. Of course, he swings so hard, you would be surprised to see shots sprayed like that. Usually controls it much better. So 8-all. This game hanging in the balance.
That's 8-all.
Provost back in front. Provost now has game points.
Good control of the table on the backhand from Provost.
What a wild game this has been. Provost was up 6-0. He was down 8-7. Now he's got a 10-8 lead. But Jishan has a couple of serves to try and get it to golden point. Not going to get there. Provost somehow prevails. Roller coaster ride, that opening game of this fourth singles match. Provost takes it 11-8.
But right now, Jishan has a chance to get a little one back toward his team so they have less of an advantage going into
So Damian Provost gives Chicago a 9-4 lead here. There's certainly still a roadmap for a Princeton comeback, but gotta be impressed with what Chicago has done. They're officially in the 200-point club. Welcome. Matt, do you remember when you got your 200th point?
In the fantasy league?
Yeah.
I think we're still waiting for Sean to join that club.
Savage. Absolutely savage.
Jishan has to get a good start here in the second. Definitely had momentum in the second half of the first game, but it's pretty tough to turn things around when you start down 6-0. Also important for the Revolution to get at least one game here going into the golden game.
3-1.
And here's the thing, if they can get two and make it 9-6, you know, we've seen a decent percentage of comebacks from 3-0 deficits. Teams that have had a 3-0 lead going into the golden game are just 12-9 overall for the whole season. It's a winning percentage of 57%, so you know, a little better than a coin flip, obviously, but
1-5.
over the course of the season, Princeton has only come back to win the golden game when trailing one time. That was against Texas on December the 1st in Rock Hill. That was on an ultimate golden point.
Oh, Provost stays in control. whips the forehand.
Provost again, changing the angles, keeping Jishan off balance. Obviously, they're both lefty. Jishan has a little bit more pop in the forehand, but longer reach, bigger wingspan for Provost. How can he turn that into a big advantage here?
I mean, he's very good at varying the pace on the backhand. So on that backhand to backhand angle, he's really strong. Causes a lot of disruptions. And then, of course, we've seen Provost make some really great counters. And he's capable of carrying that ball really wide to the wide forehand of another left-hander. So a lot of skills at his disposal. Jishan just raw power on the forehand side.
With authority there. Jishan-esque with the power. (7-5) lead for Liang here in game 2 after Provost prevailed in game 1, 11-8. Damian's back within 1.
There's the big forehand from Jishan Liang.
By the way, at this exact, let's see. Chicago's right around 500 in singles for the season. 2 games left.
Just to clarify, by 500, you mean 50-50?
Yes.
50%. I mean, they started the season with a... Chicago was solid in singles, up through the cross division. Only East Coast team with positive singles. Well, actually had the best singles record out of the East Division teams.
Doubles and golden games are where they fell short, though. Big swings from Jishan Liang and a eruption of a Cholet to set up game point. Provost and Liang. Strong response from Jishan. 11-7, he takes game 2. We got one more game. Battle to 11 before the Golden Game as we wrap up this weekend here in Lawrenceville, New Jersey.
Sean win game number 3 right now? Go, Sean, come on.
Game 3, win serve, 0-0.
You see Chicago, just a game above 500 now in singles. Provost needs to win to give the Wind an above 500 singles record for the season.
0-1.
Keyshawn trying to limit the damage and make it just a 3-point deficit going into the golden game. Oh, that's too good. 3-0 lead for Leon.
Oh, Keyshawn going through the barriers there. Provost with the extremely wide angle to the forehand.
Right into your living room. Appears to be okay.
1-3.
Surprised that doesn't happen more often, quite frankly. The way the players throw their bodies around, lunging after.
It's the nice thing about having such big playing courts.
1-4.
Keyshawn looks pretty unfazed by that. Keeps moving on.
Players will switch sides with Leon in front 5-1. A decisive start here to game 3. This is the only MLTT event in the month of March. Be back with you early April from Wichita, Kansas. Championship event, Championship Sunday for MLTT 6 weeks from today in Chicago, Illinois.
2-6.
Matt, you're running out of time to declare who you think is going to win the whole thing.
No idea who's going to win the whole thing. If there was somebody that kind of stuck out in my mind, you know me, I would have said it already, but it's pretty difficult to call.
West that will win the championship ultimately.
You know what? Because I've been the East Division commentator, I'm going to say East. I think this is my neighborhood.
5-7.
Word does get around fast, so sure there are some folks out here that are delighted to hear you say that. Meanwhile, all the West Coasters that may be watching from afar are hunting you down.
That's okay. They have Sean O'Neill.
Look forward to being back with Sean in Wichita in a few weeks. We will miss you. Provost has battled back here. He's within 1. Meanwhile, reminder, top 2 will come out of the West. They each have 3 more matches left. Paddlers 5 points out of first, 9 points clear of Texas for second.
tied up.
What's going on?
Provost is just regaining control of the table. We've seen some really wide angles out to the forehand.
Oh my goodness.
This time Jishan prepared for what was coming.
Liang unleashing lasers. Taking a page out of Alex Kazaku's celebration book. Eight all.
Provost again capitalizing off the backhand to backhand exchanges. And tries to punch the ball down the line.
How about this? 7-1, wasn't it? 8 of the last 9 points. Maybe mistaken there. Either way, it's a heck of a comeback for Provost.
Jishan sticks to his guns, holds the backhand side. Provost probably had a good chance to play down the line there. Provost going for a bit of a penalty kick there.
9 all.
2 serves for Liang.
Long and fast. Bit of backspin. 2 game points for Liang Jishan.
Provost will get one final serve in this final singles match of this final East Division regular season weekend to cap the first MLTT season. 10 all, golden point. Provost hangs on and takes it 11-10. Epic battle between 2 top players. Provost with one final highlight to cap his campaign. Another golden point. We got one more golden game still to come. Princeton trails by 5. Chicago has the lead. That's big for Sean O'Neill's fantasy team against mine. I think Sean now is 5 points ahead of me going.
This is your first time ever doing this golden game. Never seen it. It is one single game to 21 points, not won by 2. First team to 21 points. Now this single game is worth 16 points, which means the Revolution can come back and win this whole match by winning the golden game. The Chicago Wings leading 10 points to 5 currently. And we are about to see both teams square off, with each team member rotating in every 4 points.
Well, heading into the golden game, we'll take a look back at the matches that came before it. Sasha Kanin getting Chicago Wind off to a flying head start with a 2-1 win over Yevgen Preshepa. Preshepa clutching the third. Koyo Kanemitsu couldn't get the sweep against Tim Wong, but big comeback from him in the third to take it to a golden point from being 10-5 down. But Tim Wong, he dug deep, produced some great table tennis to win the third game. The doubles, Chicago wind just blowing right through the Princeton Revolution in a 3-0 sweep. And that led into Kazaku taking on DeSantalan, attack versus defense. It was Kazaku whose power played through. We look at the last match that just came up. Provost taking the golden point over Jishan Liang. We head down to Mimi Bosika to get the golden game line out.
We are back and we are ready for the golden game, and I am thrilled to introduce the vice president of competition. Please welcome Mimi Bosika.
Thank you, Ryan. Okay, so here we are at the golden game. Chicago Wind currently leads against the Princeton Revolution 10-5, which means Chicago will begin with a 5-0 lead. Princeton, you have the first choice for your player, and you'll get the serve as well.
Koyo Kanamitsu.
Koyo Kanamitsu as the first player, Chicago.
Emily Tan.
Emily Tan is the first on Chicago.
Then I'll go Damien.
Damien Provost, second to go for Chicago. Princeton.
Yevgen Prishepa.
Yevgen Prishepa going second for Princeton. Who will go third?
Jishan Liang.
Jishan Liang will go third. Coach in Chicago, third for you.
Sasha Kanin.
Sasha Kanin will go third. How about fourth?
Alex Kazaku.
Alex Kazaku will go fourth. Princeton, who will go fourth?
Angela Guan.
Angela Guan will go fourth, which means the fifth player for you will be Matthew DeSantalan. The fifth player for Chicago will be Tim Wong.
Yep.
All right, coaches, good luck. Let's have fun.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now, what are your takeaways from this golden game lineup?
It's a bit of a rough draw for Angela Guan. I mean, having seen what Kazaku can do against a defensive player, also interesting to see Chicago leading out with Emily Tan. We've seen Coach Eric Owens do that before in different rounds.
Emily Tan going right at Koyo Kanamitsu.
I think putting Emily Tan against him might be enough to make him a little bit nervous.
2 straight for Tan. Emily, very focused. And she wins all 3. It's a mini golden sweep for Emily. 8-0 win.
An 8-point lead. Stepping up for the Revolution, 0-3.
That's certainly not the start the Princeton Revolution were hoping for at all.
Prishepa versus Provost. Princeton's on the board.
That puts the Revolution on the board. 139.
Prishepa gaining a little momentum for the Revolution.
Chicago Wind looking to break into the 10-digit scoreline here. 9-2 in the lead. Shepard.
That's 3 out of 4 for Yevgen. Up next, Hanin versus Liang. Sasha took 2 out of 3 over Prishepa. Liang lost that golden point moments ago. Dropped 2 out of 3, but he gets the first point here. 4 of the last 5 now for Princeton. And Liang Has the Revolution back within 4. Nicely done from Haneen.
Princeton's things back to within that initial 5-point deficit. Imagine what different situation we'd be in here if Emily Tan hadn't won those opening 3 points.
So Haneen earns the split, 2 points apiece with him and Jishan, and now you mentioned the tough draw for Angela Guan. We'll see what she can do against Alex Kazaku. He's had a heck of a day. Guan takes the table serving with her team down 6. And Kazaku brings the power.
5-12.
Angela claws the point. Long pips for the backhand attack. Sets up the forehand, and man, did she hit that wide to Kazaku's backhand.
Kazaku and Chicago up 7. It'll be Tim Wong and Matt DeSantalan to the table next. Three out of 4 for Kazaku. He does his job.
Bold choice there from Angela. That would have worked out really well if she'd been able to land that backhand down the line. Tim Wong takes on DeSantalan.
I think that one's worse than this, but we'll see.
And DeSantalan chops empty. Tim Wong can even take a split here. Be a great help to the Chicago Wind.
Guaranteed at worst a split. Timeout Princeton. Last timeout of the Golden Game.
Just go through his backhand. So he starts in your backhand because he doesn't like to work against the spin, you know. So you go deep backhand, wait, and you just defend. Against him, you don't need to attack so much, you know. He should make mistake by himself. Okay.
Princeton Revolution.
Come on.
The time is up. Let's go. Back into it.
Quick and direct. Matthias Habasson with his message.
16-7.
One more point for these two players. Santalan takes it, earns the split. 8-point difference for Emily Tan and Koyo Kanemitsu. Emily won the 3 points earlier, now they'll play 4.
Koyo puts the first one away.
Nobody knew when she popped up the return to expect something like that.
Mischievously smiling Yevgen Proshepa and Jinshen Wang behind. I did notice after his singles match, Koyo was nursing his right side a little bit.
Too good. Strong response from Kanemitsu. Looking a little bit more settled in this sequence. Emily Tan, though, does take the final point of the foursome. 3 out of 4 for Koyo, but it's a 6-point game. Provost with a golden sweep could finish it. Princeton needs Proshepa to win at least 1 point to get Jishan back to the table.
Certainly a very stern-looking Matthias Harbison there. The rest of the Princeton bench greeting Koya with a few chuckles and a few smiles.
Princeton with the error into the net. Provost with his final 2 serves of the season.
Eric Owens is so far away from his bench right now. You can see him there in the background standing by the flag.
Princeton earns the split. It's 19-13. Deshaun Leon could really use at least 3, if not 4, to give Angela a chance against Kazaku. That's nice.
One more timeout or what? Yeah.
Deshaun misplays it, and now we've reached match point for Sasha Hanin and Chicago. Deshaun rips it down the line. Into the net, it's all over. Chicago prevails, 21-15 in the Golden Game, 16-5 in their final match of the regular season. It was a strong weekend for the Wind, but it'll be Princeton that's had the stronger season, and the Revolution will be moving on to the playoffs. We'll chat with Eric Owens one final time after the quick break. Final score of this final regular season match in the East Division, Chicago 16, Princeton 5. Happy coach of the Wind, Eric Owens, joins us. Eric, not the full season performance that you were hoping for, I'm sure, but a strong conclusion to your season. What was the story of the day in your mind?
Yeah, I think this whole weekend has really shown our capabilities. You know, we weren't able to close it out against Florida, but against Princeton today, I think we were solid all the way through. We've had a lot of trouble with doubles this season, experimenting with a few different things. We finally put it all together, went 3-0 in doubles, and I think that was the pivotal moment. Whenever we did well in doubles, I think that just set us up for success for the rest of the match.
Is part of this this weekend's results a little bittersweet for you? I mean, you've come through and your team's come together and defeated the 2 teams that are going to advance into the finals. You almost wonder if you had a little bit more time in the season, or if you could turn back the clocks knowing what you know now, how do you feel the team may have performed, if you could wind things back, and what are the things that you would tell the players if you could go back to the start of the season now?
Yeah, I mean, nothing that our players don't already know. I think the score and the overall, points that all of the teams have accumulated is not reflective of our level. I cannot tell you how many people have come up to me today and go, we look at the match count, we look at the points, we can't believe that there's such a difference, and it's not accurate. It's not a true representation of our level. I've known that since day one. We've just, haven't had things really go our way. It's been a very, very tough season. We have a great team. We've had great strategy. We've had a great level, but, whenever it really came down to some crunch moments and doubles in the golden game, we over and over and over weren't able to capitalize on those moments and acquire those points. So you look at the standings, I just don't think, it is what it is, right? You have to take it all into consideration. But I think if we had a little bit more time, I think now we have our rhythm, and I think if we could wind back time, we would be going to the finals.
Eric, I know at the interdivisional weekend, most East Division coaches were rooting for the West players when they were going against the East to try to help them gain some gaps in the standings. Do you have thoughts on what's going to happen at the Final Four? Care to make a prediction? And who will you be rooting for the East because you know them and you played against them all year long?
That's a good question. I feel like in the crossover, the East really dominated the West. I don't know the exact stats, but it was something like 18-3 or something. You guys might know that. But the East really, really dominated the West team. So I think that at least at that point in the season, there was a pretty big difference in level. So we'll see how the West can show up against some of these stronger East teams. It's going to be very, very tough for them. I think the East teams are strong. I do have a soft spot for Portland because the head coach of Portland, Christian, was my personal coach whenever I won the national championships. And so, I do have a soft spot for them. I can't say that I'm necessarily rooting on them because I'm sort of neutral. I just want to see good spirited competition, and we'll see who comes out on top.
Cool. Eric, thanks for the time and the perspective all season long. Congrats on a strong finish this weekend, and look forward to seeing you down the road.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Thank
Eric
you.
Owens, the Hall of Famer, the U.S. national champion, leads the Chicago Wind to a 16-5 win today. Matt Hetherington, your final thoughts on what you saw from the East Division this weekend and all season long?
I think everyone came out with something this weekend, and really great to see the Chicago Wind having such a strong performance after a bumpy season as well. Very much looking forward to seeing the Carolinas and the Princeton Revolution head into championship finals, and also to be on the live stream watching and heckling as you and Sean try and navigate through the West Division finals.
It's been a pleasure working alongside Matt Hetherington. We thank you so much for spending some time with us this weekend. Chicago wins it over Princeton 16-5. It's Princeton and Carolina moving on to championship weekend. We'll see you in Wichita in April. Have a good weekend, everybody. Happy St. Patty's Day.